Steve Williams, and this is Scooter and the Sticks. My friend Paul and I are going to be riding up into the Allegheny Highlands in Sproul State Forest on some of the dirt and gravel roads up there and see what we see. So let's get going. I've wanted to ride up into Sproul State Forest for a while now, and the Himalayan is the perfect companion to do that. It's a rather remote area, and my friend Paul and I decided to approach Sproul sort of the back way from Beach Creek, heading up to Monument or Orviston to find a dirt road into the forest. This area has sort of a colorful mining history dating from the Civil War. There were many clay mines in this area, and the clay was used by refractories to manufacture fire bricks for ovens and blast furnaces for the steel industry. And there were some small towns here that were part of those operations. So we were going to head to the town of Monument first, because I've been looking on Google Maps and found there was a bridge across the creek that led up into Sproul. Now, Monument is a very small town. It was a company town dependent on the brickworks built by Harbison Walker Refractories. And that plant closed in 1953 when, after World War II, Harbison began to expand globally. But we rode around looking for this little bridge, which is an old railroad bridge, wondering whether we could get across the creek on it or not. Monument is a town in decline according to the census, and it currently has 171 people there. Josh said that this road, you know, you can get across the bridge all right, but that the road up there is state game lands and it's gated shut. So we're going to have to go down to down to Orviston and cross there.
Did the message say that they had a gate and it could be shut, or that it was shut?
He said that it's shut on the way up here. You can come down a ways from the top, but was pretty sure the road out of Orviston would be open. Orviston is another company town related to making fire bricks. It's smaller. There are only 61 people living there now, according to the U.S. Census from 2020. And I seem to remember coming here and seeing more buildings that must have been torn down. But there's not a lot out here now. As I said before, these are pretty remote places. I had a vague idea of where the DeHaas Road would exit Orviston. So Paul and I were riding to the far end of town where I hoped I would find the road heading up into the Allegheny Highlands, Allegheny Plateau, and Sproul State Forest. It's a beautiful day to ride. Couldn't ask for more. There, I see the road heading out. Wow. Really, really loose gravel, larger than the kind of gravel I normally see. I can feel the tires on the Himalayan sort of wiggling around side to side. Okay, so we'll see how we do on this squirrely gravel.
All right. Squirrels.
Yep. So if you fall down, should I videotape that, or should I keep your dignity intact and not do that?
Oh no, that'll be the highlight of the video. Shall I fall?
Okay. Whoops, I'll fall right now. Going to be slower going than I thought. I've heard other Himalayan riders talk about the stock Seat tires, and when it comes time to replace them, I'll likely be finding something a little more aggressive. But the area is really beautiful. It's just a great day to ride. I wasn't exactly sure where this road led, whether it would be open, and how many miles it would be until we got up to paved road that ran through the middle of Sproul State Forest. There were a couple things that intrigued me about Sproul. One was a lot of natural gas fracking took place here over the past 10 years. That drilling and installation of wells and building pipelines is largely finished now. But we did come across a few compression stations and gas wells, things like that.
Yeah.
What is that, a burger? Oh no, that's peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. The peanut butter jelly with homemade blackberry jelly that I made myself. Berries I picked in my backyard. Isn't that delicious looking?
It is.
Hello there.
It's the perfect moto snack out in the wilderness.
It travels well. The buns are nice and cheap, so they're gooey and soft.
Well,
Like $1 for 8 of them.
my banana here is gooey and soft. This is kind of squished. The apple's still intact.
I got my ibuprofen.
Well,
I got chewing gum.
and water.
Yeah, natural spring water.
Well, maybe when we wind down off the plateau, we can stop in Belfont at that cafe, get a snack or something.
Yep. They have ice cream there?
I think one of them does. So Sproul State Forest is a beautiful area. And there's a rather strange story about this place. Back in the 1950s, a gas company sent a proposal to the office of the governor of Pennsylvania, and the proposal was to drill a deep hole, I think 3,500 feet or something like that, into the ground and detonate a nuclear bomb to create a large cavity to collect natural gas, sort of a nuclear fracking. And it took me a little while to find some information about that, but I'll put a link in the description if you want to read the story. What really surprised me, though, was the reason the governor's office denied that idea. And, you know, at first I'm thinking, oh, radiation, environmental damage, things like that. But that wasn't it. The reason that they denied that idea was that people in the East aren't used to underground nuclear detonations, and they might not like that. They're not like people out west that are used to nuclear detonations. It was like, man, how the world has changed. I didn't have the camera running a few minutes ago, but a deer ran right in front of me. It couldn't have been more than 10 feet in front of me, and I was going 40 miles an hour, so that was not cool. So coming through here in 5th gear, only at 35 miles an hour, but that feels plenty fast to me. Probably 4th gear is a better choice. Well, we're starting downhill here, so that probably means we're coming off the plateau out of the Allegheny Highlands, the Allegheny Front, and down into Bald Eagle Valley. Kudos to people who can ride for hours on end on this kind of stuff. As relaxed as I try to make my body, there's still moments that I'm not, and this is tiring. I wouldn't want to spend 6 or 8 hours riding on this kind of stuff continually, especially when the completely loose gravel. Right here, it's pretty well worn off on the tracks, so it's not bad. At my age, this is a challenge. But whenever I dream of riding really long off-road rides, I have to remind myself that I'm not always up to that. And so far, I've only ridden 65 miles today. Maybe 2/3 of it on this kind of stuff. But this is it. Hot fudge sundaes. That's the reward for the ride. That's the excuse.
Don't bother me, I'm eating my ice cream. Yeah, he's having just strawberry with marshmallow cream, but
Man, this is living large. So anyway, that'll wrap up this episode of Scooter and the Sticks. Till next time, be well, ride safe.